Hello, my name is Dr. Mike Ribble, and I will be your instructor for this class, ITEC 7430, Introduction to Internet Tools for the Classroom. I'm excited to be working with you as a student and as educators working in the classroom, and to talk about the different tools that are available in the internet and what we can do, and some of the possibilities that have come about because of the changes with technology within our classrooms. So I hope that you're interested and excited to get started and begin talking about these. And I just want to go over a few things as we get started in this class. And I know we will have a synchronous session here this week, so hopefully this will help to answer a few questions, but maybe it will also bring some other questions to light. So what are we going to be talking about? And I pulled this Wordle off of Wikispace that some other people had done as far as talking about online learning and the tools that are out there. And of course, you know, the big focus is always going to be your students and what they can do, but there's a lot of different aspects that are out there that we talk about with the video, but we're going to talk a lot about you know, how to collaborate, how we can organize these things, how we can help each other to share the information, but also using those tools that our students are going to be using as they get outside of our schools and moving on to the next level and beyond. So these are all part and parcel to the topics that we're going to be covering. So I want you to be thinking about how you see technology and where its importance is in the educational frame, because that has to be the focus, is what are we using this for and how this is going to be used. A little bit about myself, just real quickly. I'm not the tall one on the other side. The tall one is my son, and my wife and daughter there in the center. Got two pretty much grown children. My daughter will be 20 this year. My son will be 23. So they are in college, getting their bachelor's degrees. So we've gone through the little kid things, and now we're into a lot of work at the university level. So it's been exciting, but a lot of things have changed even since they've been in school. And that's what we want to talk about, is for our own children, but also we want to talk about for when we talk about the students that we have in the classroom and where they're going to be and how they'll use technology in the future. So a few things that we want to talk about. I think most of you have been into the class and seen, hopefully you've started to set up things like your blog space within Weebly. Because you already have that Weebly space, that's kind of why we decided to use that as the place to do your blogging each week. And you know, just some things to think about. You know, we want them to be professionally written. This is a graduate class, so you know, we want them to be at a a certain level. There are blogging tips that are in there in the resources area, so you can go in there and you can share that. Make sure that you do include APA. You want to be able to reference different pieces. Richardson was the prior book, but if you'll use the names of the writers of the current text and put the date, that is fine. If there is a page number, it needs to be quoted. We would like you to be putting in other hyperlinks into your blog, because it gives a way to show the connection to other writers, other information, how this is part of this bigger scheme when we talk about technology and its integration into our educational process. As I said, you hopefully have found the Google Doc. You've put your link for your blog posting area, and what we'll use that for on the fields all the way to the right hand side. You're probably wondering, what does it mean posted and and ready to be graded? Each week as you post your blog, it'd be helpful as when you've posted it to go in there and tell everybody that you have, so that when you have to go and look at other people's blogs and you have to put your comments in, you'll know who's finished and who you can go in and you can do some comments on. And then we can put in on the last field that it's ready to be checked, because both you've posted your blog and the person that's commented has also used your blog posting. So this just helps everybody to kind of understand where you are within the class and who's working on what. It is a little bit strange, I know, a little bit, that you do have to do your blog and then you are to then copy it and then put it into Dropbox, but it just keeps it a little more organized. And in talking to other instructors that have taught this class in the past, it also provides a backup of your information. So if for some reason something would happen to your Weebly site, or you got rid of your Weebly site but you wanted some of that information, we could get back to it because it would also be in the Dropbox. So it does seem like a little bit more work, but it is both for your protection, but it also puts it in an organized way so that when I go back to look at your postings, it's all placed in a way so that we can kind of see and understand where you are and what you've completed within the class. So a little more about some of the submissions. There are some artifacts and deliverables that are identified throughout the course, and I have, for the most part, just been opening one module at a time. We'll kind of see how that works, but what I've done is I've opened the module a week prior to the actual start date of that module that's listed in the syllabus. So I've tried to give you a little extra time. In the last week, I've actually done it 2 weeks prior, because that's the beginning of spring break, and that gives you, if you're not going or doing anything for the spring break time, if you want to continue to work ahead, you'll be able to see that. So I've opened it up. But I am waiting to kind of hear back from you as we get through the semester, and if there are concerns or questions, we can talk about it then. Like I said, the submission complete in the Dropbox, if you are ready for me to grade it, then it gives me a way of seeing that right away. Otherwise, I will wait until the submission date to go in and grade it. So if you are wanting me to get in there and get started on it earlier, if you put the submission complete, then I will go ahead and begin to look at that submission before the actual due date, whenever you post that. In talking to some of the other instructors, we kind of talked about some of the different options and opportunities in this class, and I do agree with one of the instructors. I am going to give you some opportunities for the first 2 blogs that you could edit and resubmit the first couple of blogs. So kind of getting into the class and getting to know the understanding of what you're doing, get you into the rhythm. I'm okay with doing that for the first couple. After that, whatever you post, that's kind of what we'll go with. But you need to let me know, you need to be in communication and email me if you plan to resubmit. So I can reassess the blog once I take a look at it. The ELL module is for those that are in the ITEC program. If you are taking this as an elective, you are not required to do the ELL module, but if you are not an ITEC student, I would like to know, just so that we can plan for that. So please let me know if you're not in the program, and we can begin to talk about that. I would start looking right now and thinking about students. We would prefer to have more than one student in your module, but if you can only get to one, then that's we will work with that. If you have other issues, please be in communication with me and let me know. We won't be able to actually do any, I won't be able to evaluate until you've actually done your work with your students. So I have kept this open because it is a little more involved, and I do want you to take some time to look at this module throughout the semester. And of course, if you've read the syllabus, the largest part of it is the lesson plan. It is due at the end of the semester. We are asking you to use 3 Web 2.0 tools that we covered throughout the class and that are in the book. And I just noticed that it says I'm missing the E on minute for a 5-minute presentation, but it is a 5-minute presentation for the Web 2.0 tools, using those and putting those together. We are asking that 2 peers review that and provide commentary on that. And then please, with any of the assignments, look in the resources area and look at the rubrics and review those, because that's what I'm going to be using to evaluate your assignment. And I know that in previous classes with my students, I go by what the rubric says and how that's laid out. So it gives you some thought that it's being the same as every other class. So please read through those rubrics and the requirements. The whole concept of any of these classes, and all of them, should be what you're learning and how you're applying those, and those pieces are going to be what signifies your success in this class, or any class that is. So please take some time and find out how you're going to take these and what you're going to do with them in the future. Don't stress or panic if you start to run into problems. Please do the last thing and communicate. The earlier you communicate, the earlier you let me know, the better off everybody is, because then I can help you, or I can get in contact with people, or whatever needs to happen, so that we can make sure that we get as much of this taken care of in the early parts as opposed to later. So please take some time, think about through this. Hopefully this first week you've had some time to learn a little bit about this course, read through the syllabus, and move forward. I look forward to talking to you and working with you throughout the semester, and please, if you have any questions, contact me. Have a good day.